Greetings Java viewers and welcome to another Unity tutorial, and with that said, another game making tutorial. Today we're going to be setting up all the basics for our game, all the basic mechanics like some scripts maybe, the plane for the world, like how it should look like. We're not going to be looking at world generation like in Minecraft and Terraria. Where the game gets, where the map gets created by itself with some code. It's a bit more advanced. We're going to be doing it all with models and cubes. And so let's just get started. So first of all, when you have your, as we talked about last time, when you have your new scene, you have your camera. Let's just go ahead and press. Not because I'm in my game. I was like confused there. So we have our camera. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this to 0, 0, 4, because I want the camera to be our player, to be able to walk around and stuff. But actually, I'm thinking that we should make a car instead. So that would actually be 1, but 2. Let's put 2 for now. Go ahead and go to game object, create an other, and create a plane. This plane will be our world. As you can see, the coordinates are now kind of fucked up. Oh well, they're floats, which are very floaty, meaning that they are not as we want them to be. And oops. So go ahead and scale this to, let's say, I don't want this to be too big for now, so I'm just going to put 10 to 10 to, oh, actually you don't need to put this at 10, since it's a plane, and the mechanics of a plane tells it not to be able to be bigger than 0.1. I don't know what it is, it's a small number, very small, but not 0. Anyway, so as you can see in the camera preview, we now can see our plane, and we can see the void. Yeah, so let's go and make our car here. Create a, for now, our car, it's going to be a cube. So, bear with us in that. It's gonna be a bit weird, but it's a car. It's a car. Let's scale this on the seat to 0.5 and 1.25. Nah, just 1. And 1 there, yeah. So this is our car. Let's go ahead and call this the car cube. And this is our plane. We can call this our map. That's basically our map for now. Let's put the camera in the front and then move it to 1. And what you want to do now is put the renderer on false, so it's like it's not there, and put the main camera onto the cube. No wait, the other way around. Put the cube into the main camera. So now when I ever remove a camera, it's gonna be moving the cube as well. This is basically just a box collider right now. We could have added that onto the camera instead, but I just added a cube instead, because we can do various of things with this cube. I don't think it'll actually, no, so we will not be able to like see the cube even though we're inside it. So you can go ahead and add the render on actually. Because the camera actually starts right there. But if I were to move this, I think, a bit, and look at this. No, oh yeah, it's because we're looking from inside. Never mind. Yeah, that's the thing I want to say. Let's say you have a plane. Now everything is does only have the texture on the one side, meaning on the other side, that's a bit bad. It is invisible, as you can see here. Same goes for cubes here. these are basically just 6 planes, because inside this, if we can get inside, as you can see, it's invisible. So it's, well, it's there, but it's invisible. So it's only the outside of it. That's the basics of that. For a whole game making. But there's something called two-sided thing. It's basically a shader you can have for it. But I tried that before with my game. It well, fricked up. Let's just say fucked up some lighting. So we're not gonna be doing that. We're just gonna be making thickness of everything. Even though if we were to make a plane, we want this to be available on the other side. You would go and make this a cube instead of a plane. So no planes. All right, let's get on with the game. So what I would like to do now is to set up a basic like game mechanics. So first I want to create a folder. I'm gonna call this game folder. Here. In this folder, I'm going to create another folder called scripts, and another folder called levels, which are kind of like maps, and another one called materials. Actually, a fourth one called models. Alright. So in our scripts folder one, go ahead and create a folder called I'm gonna call this controllers. You can call these whatever you want, of course, depending on what you need for your game. Create a C# script, because that's what we're gonna be using. Because it's since a lot of you might have followed my Minecraft modding for beginners and Minecraft modding for advanced tutorials, that's what's Java we code in Minecraft. C# is almost the same, and JavaScript is something different, even though it's JavaScript and Java, then C#. I also think C# is a lot better to use than JavaScript, personally. I think it's a lot easier, and yeah, I just like the way it's set up with curly brackets and all that. Instead of having colons, I think it's in JavaScript and function, all that stuff. Anyway, we're going to be using C#, so if you want to do JavaScript because you're good at that, then do that. It won't really matter. Because we have our scripting reference, which can both do JavaScript and C# code help. So I'm gonna call this game controller. So this is our game controller script. Go ahead and double click it, and it should open up in Mono Develop. You can also edit it in other programs, but we're going to be using Unity's built-in Mono Develop. It's going to load up the welcome screen, and then after a second or two, it's going to open up our game controller script. Alright, so this is our kind of like our main script, we could call it, but again, not. This is for controlling something that happens in the game. I'm just gonna set up this in a way that you understand it. This code gets run when the game starts. Oops. And this code gets run every tick while the game is running. So I think why can I not remember that? There's an amount of ticks on a second. I think it's 50 or 60 in this update method. I think the code gets run 60 times in a second. I'm not sure. You can correct me if you are watching this video and you know it. I might be wrong. But this is how many ticks it runs, and this just gets run once when the game is started. Up here we're gonna have our variables. So I would like you to set up your file like mine right here. You can set it up differently if you like to have your curly brackets up here, but I like to have mine here. So yeah, go ahead and alright, sorry about that. My headset just crashed, needed more power. Have a Bluetooth headset. Forgot to put in the charger. Anyway, so set up your file like mine and you should be good. We're not going to be doing any car code, like making the car move. For now I'm just going to put up some basic values. I'm going to have a public and a static. I'm going to have a static int set to public. I'm going to call this game time. Basically, I want this to be the time that the game is run. We're going to be using this later on. I'm not going to, don't know when, but sometime we will. I'm going to put up a public static boolean. Actually, it's called bool. Is game running equal to true. Let's actually go and do that there. Is game running equals true. And in here I want the game. This will make the game time integer run. Game time plus plus. Makes sure the game is running when we start a new game. No dots. Alright, so this is all we want for now. This is all for this episode actually. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it here. Not that much to it, but we created the basics of our game. As you can see, we have our view. This is the plane, and this is the horizon, and the void, and it's all looking good. Next time, we're going to be making this car move around, and making sure we can go left and right, and go forward and backwards, and yeah, and making sure that gravity is enabled, so if we drive out of this plane, we will fall down. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, have a good day or night, and I'm out.
Alright guys, this is one. No, my teeth! No!